Hello, my friends from Austrian Homeopathic Association and all homeopathic colleagues from different parts of Europe. I am here again and I am very thankful to Austrian Homeopathic Association for again inviting me for a webinar in the beginning of the next year 2027 for a very interesting topic which is follow-up consultations. So, friends, follow up consultation is a very valuable topic of theory. If we look superficially, you may say that there are only three things which are possible in a follow up. One, we prescribe nothing, we wait, or we give placebo. That is the first option. The second option is we prescribe the same remedy in the same potency or in a higher potency. And the third and the last possibility is we give a new remedy. So if you look at this thing superficially, you may say it is so simple because there are only three things you can do. But believe me, friends, follow-up consultation tests the complete knowledge of the homeopath. And no wonder why Kent said that the first prescription is the most important prescription, but the second prescription is the most difficult prescription. So, indeed, follow up consultations are very difficult and very crucial. Let me give you an example. So, let's say a patient comes to us after a month and he says, I am the same, no change. So, superficially, you may think that your remedy has not acted and you may involve yourself in search of a new, better remedy. But even I am the same in the follow up consultations may mean that your remedy is absolutely correct. And there are rules to evaluate that. So, for example, in this patient who says, I am the same, because you know that he is a closed and reserved person who has difficulty in admitting and expressing his feelings. And when you go to each of his symptoms, you see that there is a slight improvement in the deepest mental symptom that he had presented. These two facts, that he is reserved and there is a slight improvement in the deepest mental emotional area, which the patient may consider trivial, but these two facts are very important for us to wait and prescribe placebo. And many times you will see that the patient who was saying after the first month that I am the same, after 3 months he will admit that he is better with the first remedy only. So you see how important it is to not go superficial and study in depth during the follow-up consultation. Now let me give you another example. The patient, in contrast, may say, I am better after your prescription in a month. But once you go into details, you will find that there is no initial aggravation, there is no significant change in generals of the patient, which means energy, mentally, emotionally, and only some chief complaints are little better. And you may end up in concluding that this probably is a placebo effect because the patient was open, he felt nice talking to you, and this is why he feels better. So we would end up concluding that our remedy was actually wrong, though the patient is saying he is better, and we have to study to find a better remedy for our patient, in spite of him saying that he is better. So you see how many different aspects and difficulties there are in follow up consultations. Another example, the patient may say he is same, no change at all. And you may wonder, is it that the my prescription is wrong, or as I said, the patient is better and maybe we have to wait? But there may exist another possibility, because nothing has changed after your remedy. And this would lead you to conclude that probably you have to not change the remedy but change the pharmacy and get the same remedy from a different pharmacy. And many times you will see that now the patient will get better. So, friends, with these examples, you will understand that we cannot take lightly and superficially the follow up consultations. So, in this webinar, we will be discussing all the details of taking the follow ups, the obstacles that we can face while taking the follow ups, and proper evaluation of these follow ups so that we can successfully look after the long term management of our patients, which is our biggest desire, that we can, over a long term period, we can make our patients better and jump their levels of health. So, with this mission, we will meet in the beginning of 2027 for this fantastic topic, follow up consultations. So, see you soon, friends. Thank you so much. Bye bye.